Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my review for this week's episode of Z Nation, sci-fi zombie original television series. Or I don't know how original it is, but this one's for Season 1, Episode 4, which is called Full Metal Zombie. Alright, so as you guys know, I've kind of been debating whether or not to continue these reviews, but I've continued to watch Z Nation and I've continued to enjoy it. So, as always, this review will contain spoilers, and if you haven't seen the episode yet, you may or may not want to watch the review. So that said, fourth episode in now. Let's recap for the first few episodes. First episode, I was like, I don't know. I wasn't really crazy about it. It was a decent premiere, but I wasn't, I didn't give it a very good score. Well, I haven't given any of these a very good score, but it wasn't the best premiere, I think. Second episode, Frackin' Zombies, I thought was actually pretty cool. It got a little bit better. And then the Philly Feast episode, I actually thought was pretty good, actually. I mean, silly, but pretty good. And now this week's episode, again, we go into something really, really silly and just kind of ridiculous in terms of the things we see. I mean, you have the part where there's a general character they run into who's pretending like he's a big shot, like he's in charge of, some kind of task force that's going to, contain the infection, this kind of thing. And two zombies take him off the roof, and as he's falling off the roof, he's shooting his guns like this. He's got these two handguns. He's like, he's shooting it. It like follows him over the edge, and it like goes down as you've got like this radio blur effect behind him, and he's doing this and shooting the zombies as they're coming at him before they all splat on the ground. So it's pretty ridiculous. In addition to that, we have a nemesis type zombie that is a pain for them to bring down. You've got like a whole bunch of them going at it. They're trying to hit it in the head. They're trying to, kill it, and they shoot it and everything. And I don't know what its deal was, why they couldn't kill it. If he just had such a big head that his skull was too strong for them to pierce it or whatever. But they end up using a grenade, I guess, to kill it, which was also a pretty funny scene. We have some weird ones in here that are kind of taken from other things. So that character right there, the giant zombie, I felt like was Nemesis from Resident Evil. The general himself, well, I guess he was somewhat original for a zombie apocalypse. He wasn't all that funny. The episode's called Full Metal Zombie. I don't want to say he was like a Full Metal Jacket type. If you guys have seen the movie, great movie, by the way. General or that type of thing. I don't know if that's what they were going for. I didn't find him to be that funny. I just found him to be kind of crazy and weird. In addition to that, we had, a whole bunch of zombies. We had the one that was hanging with Doc in the shaft, which I thought was pretty funny. And eventually, of course, Doc gets blown out and somehow survives, and they see him walking towards him, and she almost kills him. But then he, just like Daryl in Chupacabra, The Walking Dead, lets everybody know that, hey, what are you trying to do? Kill me? I'm still alive, that type of thing. So, which felt just like The Walking Dead one. Like, I mean exactly. Like, it was stolen, like, verbatim from The Walking Dead. That said, though, I was still kind of questioning it before they did it. Is he dead? I figured he was dead. Does it make sense that he would be alive? Not really. He probably logically should be dead, but he's a cool character, so I'm okay with it. He's one of the better characters from the show. We also got to see some development from the Daryl kid, who instead of using a crossbow uses a slingshot. 10,000, as he has to put down his dad. When his dad turns, he shows him mercy. I do like that concept in the show, the showing them mercy. I think that's a good way of referring to it, and I do think that's something that's original to Z Nation. Well, in addition to the new kid who's in Antarctica, Citizen Z. So those two concepts are pretty original, and I do like those. I still don't understand how the kid uses a slingshot to kill zombies, though. Like, what is he firing out of this slingshot? Like, is he firing, like, I don't know, little rocks or something? Like what is he, like, how does that kill zombies, and just lay them out like nothing? I mean, they do have, like, if you guys know that, the front of your skull here is one of the hardest parts of the body. Like, it's one of the densest piece of bone in the whole human body. So how could a slingshot have enough force to go through it unless the zombies, bones have weakened or something? I don't know how that works. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't think it does. But, that's where they go with it. And we'll let it pass because the show kind of mixes in the realistic side with the silly part too. So they got both kind of going at the same time. So we had that. What else? He also had a bag of dope, and Doc had some different things like that, which also reminded me of The Walking Dead of Merle and how he'd have this bag of goodies, that kind of thing, and meth and all that. Let's see. I think that's most of it. The beginning of the episode was pretty exciting. They got that was weird. They got their car was stolen, or the Jeep was stolen, and then right after, the way it was shot was weird too. Right after that, those guys get theirs stolen, and then right after that, the other people who had stole it get killed, and then they get their car back or their truck back. So I don't know what that was all about. I don't know what was with the turning of the tables thing. I thought the standoffs were pretty exciting, were pretty interesting, and the guys at the beginning who pretended to be zombies that were chained to the thing. Logistically, I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense that you would just be standing there with a couple of zombies tied to a big, thing waiting for someone to come by, especially 3 years into a zombie apocalypse when there's almost no survivors left. I don't know. I don't know. Like a lot of things with the show, how serious should we take them? Should we just give them a pass and just say, oh, well, it's a silly show? So, this episode, it wasn't as smooth as some of the previous ones. Some of the transitions were clumsy. Some of the things were weird, like I talked about with the car or the Jeep or the SUV being stolen back and forth again. One other thing to mention was the stuff with Citizen Z was funny, where he's become infatuated with that Annie, I think it is, girl, and he's actually talking back and forth to himself, posing as her and then posing as himself. So he's starting to lose his mind, which I thought was fun, because if you're stuck by yourself like that for years on end, and with no way of getting out, and no hope of survival really, where you're located at, no way to get out, you would kind of go crazy. You would kind of lose your mind slowly, just by being in isolation for that long. You would go nuts. So I thought that was funny, and overall, it was a really fun episode, but I can't really give it a great score in terms of, the episode itself. It was at least interesting, and it was fun, that's for sure. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Just so much silliness that I can't give it a better score than that. But I did find it enjoyable. Okay, so that's not a knock to say it's not watchable. It's a lot of fun. But it's really silly too. So I'm going to give it a 5. So those are my thoughts. I still love it though. I still enjoy it, and I probably will continue reviewing it if you guys want to keep seeing reviews. So let me know what you think. The Walking Dead will be back though, so we'll see how this is going to go. When The Walking Dead returns, am I still going to review this? I don't know. Am I even going to watch it, or am I just going to watch The Walking Dead on repeat? We'll have to see. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But what I really want to know is, again, this week, what do you guys think about Z Nation? How do you feel about this kind of mix between, some realistic and then unrealistic and silliness, but then seriousness of Z Nation, and how that kind of affects you as a viewer? Let me know what you guys think. And if you noticed any other things that were stolen, because there was some, feel free to talk about it in the comments below. If you like this quick little review, please do me a favor, thumb it up below. If you want to help support the channel, please share it, please favorite it. If you're new to the channel and you want to get these videos, these reviews in your subscriber feed, feel free to subscribe. And yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Maybe I'll see you next week for another Z Nation review. Of course, Walking Dead videos never stop, never end. As always, Straff, say in peace.